Okay, it's important to note that I am not allowed to flip the screen when I do this. Good to know. But this is the second test of the Notability app via video. You see here we have the Secondary 1, Unit 1 notes. So we can start with some notes. Okay, so da-da-da-da-da, here's some vocab, blah, 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 blah. Alright, now let's go to example 1. Identify each term, coefficient, constant, and factor of, oops, do that, 2 times 3 plus x times 1 minus 4x plus 5, hint simplify first. So that's very important, this hint simplify first. Because we can't identify anything until it's in lowest form, right? Otherwise that doesn't make much sense. So let's head back over here so we got some room, right? We can zoom in a lot. And then we can write it down. So we had 2 times x plus 3. You're definitely going to need a stylus. And then plus x times 1 minus 4x plus 5. Now, Mr. Walsh, if you could ask them, what should we do to simplify this? I'll give you guys a couple seconds to think about it. Alrighty, I hope you guys said distribution, because that's always the first thing we want to do, right? Parentheses, PEMDAS, right? So we can start with parentheses. We can put that in, put the 2 in, put the x in, right? And then what we get is we end up getting, let's see, 2 times x gives us 2x, and the 2 times the 3 gives us plus 6. Over on the second one, we have 1 times x, which gives us a plus x. And then we have a 1 times negative 4, or sorry, an x times a negative 4x. So negative 4x times x, or x squared, right? And then, of course, we'd never want to forget that little plus 5 on the end there. Zoom in a little bit. So, cool. So now you can see both. Oops, undo that. Freehand. I don't know what that means. Okay, these are not the actual notes, whatever. Okay. There we go. Alright, so if we scooch over just a little bit. So now we've got this thing, right? We've got this polynomial, and it's still not simplified, right? Why would you guys think it's not simplified? I'll give you guys a couple seconds to talk about it. Alright, I hope you said it's because you have like terms, right? So we've got some things that are alike, right? We don't have any more parentheses to worry about, no exponent. Well, we have an exponent, but we don't have any other exponents to combine or anything like that. And we have no multiplication, no division, but we do have some addition here. We have some addition of 2x. In fact, let's highlight it. It'll be fun. The 2x and the x, right? They both have one x. They both contain a single x. Now the first one has 2 x's, right? 2 times x. The second one has 1 times x. So when we combine it, it would be 3x, right? And then what else is alike here? Well, we don't have anything that's x squared, so that's just going to be all by itself, negative 4x squared. Oops. And then we have 2 more things that are alike, right? The numbers that have no x's. So that's going to be, I don't know why I'm really liking orange today, 6 and 5. Alright, so in the end, you know what? Let's put these in order. Get rid of that 3x. In the end, we have a negative 4x squared, right? That blue guy. And then we also have a plus 3 x's. And then what's 6 plus 5? Well, hopefully you said 11. Good. Alright, we've simplified it. Now, we need to actually do the problem. So, we've simplified first. That was probably the easy part, something that was reviewed from last chapter, right? But we need to identify this stuff. Now, we've talked about this. We've talked about what a term is, a coefficient, a constant. We haven't talked about a factor yet, but let's talk about the first 3. So, we've got terms. I'm going to move this guy over so you can actually see it. Coefficients. Coefficient, constant, and factors, right? Alright, so let's talk about those. The terms themselves are going to be Well, each term is separated by a plus or minus. So the terms would be negative 4x squared, definitely going to need a stylus, 3x, sorry guys, 3x, and then 11. Okay, this is not okay. Okay, hold up. We're going to try that again. Come on, go back. There we go. Okay, so negative 4x squared, 3x, and an 11. Okay, that's much better. Now the coefficients are what sits in front of a variable. So we've got a negative 4 and a 3. There is a little debate about whether an 11 is, right, because 11 technically is an x to the 0, but if, for now, for this class, we're going to say it's anything that has a visible variable. So 11 is not quite a coefficient. But 11 is something that is a constant, right? Constants do not have anything next to them. They are constantly, it will constantly add 11 no matter what. And then the last thing, factors, it's anything you see being multiplied. So negative 4 and x squared, 3 and x, and I know it's not visible, but 11 is still being multiplied by a 1. Now there we go. That's our first problem. All right, go ahead and stop the video now. If you have any questions, right, raise your hand, please, so that Mr. Walsh can help you out. And then we will keep going with the notes.